That's some good coffee. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. Summers. First Transformers, then Crystal Skull, then that chick. Who keeps sending me these things?
Me.
Panda Bear? I haven't seen you since you decided not to be the second Blockbuster Buster.
I watched Transformers by myself.
The movie was so bad, you gouged your own
The
eyes.
same would have happened to you if you'd watched it.
I did. I reviewed it.
Silence! At last, I'll have my revenge.
If you think you're gonna make me review that piece of crap, you have another thing coming.
Missing something?
You'll never get away with this, Panda.
Panda Bear's dead! I am Dr. Nemesis.
Congratulations! When'd you get your doctorate?
Stop being so nice!
In a world of uncertainty, where movie theaters are plagued by remakes and sequels, in a world where big budget movies can still suck, in this world we have the Blockbuster Buster.
Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm ERod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. While I may love to poke fun of director Steven Sommers' reputation for besmirching franchises, I have to admit, his Mummy movies aren't that bad. Honestly, the only thing truly wrong with them is that they have little to nothing in common with the original Mummy movie starring Boris Karloff. And as much as I would love to blame Steven Sommers for the horridness of the third chapter, I can't, because he opted to produce instead. And guess what? This wasn't even supposed to be a sequel. It was supposed to be a launching pad to a series of spin-off movies starring the O'Connell's son, Alex. You know, because that worked so well with young Indiana Jones. No, it didn't. So for those of you who haven't seen the first two movies, here's a lover. What's up, pendejos? I'm a lover. You wanna know about the Mummy? I'll tell you about the Mummy. Wait, hold on. Actually, now that I think about it, this movie's pretty self-contained. Doesn't really require you to watch the first two movies. Mira, coño. Gee, sorry. Well, let's face it, this movie was gonna suck with or without Steven Sommers' help, so...
Here we go again.
So our movie begins with a Dragon Emperor played by Jet Li. He's desperately trying to find the key to immortality so he can finish conquering the world, when he is suddenly betrayed by his head priestess, played by Michelle Yeoh. So she turns him and his army into... statues? So there are no mummies in this movie. And I know most of you may want to debate on what constitutes a mummy, but they explain it in full detail in the first movie!
A sharp, red-hot poker, stick it up your nose, scramble things about a bit, and then rip it all out through your nostril.
Don't put me down for mummification.
None of these guys were mummified, so why the fuck is this called The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor? I haven't heard a more inaccurate title since The Never-Ending Story! So we finally cut to Hollywood's walking punchline, Brendan Fraser. Now let's see how long it takes him to humiliate himself in a really unfunny way. New record. So it turns out the O'Connells are retired and are no longer mummy hunters. Rick spends his days lounging in his mansion while Evie promotes her best-selling mummy novels. I get it, because those were the titles to the first two mummy movies, and that's just stupid. So Evie reads her latest book to a group of attentive housewives when, who the fuck are you? That is not Rachel Weisz. I wonder why she isn't in this movie. I guess she must have seen the script. So we cut to China, where Alex O'Connell, Rick and Evie's son, is heading an excavation. This is really impressive. According to the timeline, Alex can't be older than 15 years old, and what? Luke Ford is like 25. He looks like he could be Brendan Fraser's brother. Who the hell casted this movie? Joel Schumacher?
Good of you to take him in.
So after avoiding some very familiar traps, Alex gets attacked by a ninja. Ninjas are Japanese. So it turns out the ninja is Lin.
That dude looks like a lady.
Lin is the Guardian, there to make sure that no one brings the Emperor back to life. You know, like in the other movies. Now that's what I like to call a severe case of sequelitis. Oh, some of you don't know what that means. Guess this looks like a job for Nerdlinger.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Nerdlinger. Sequelitis is a condition commonly found in sequels, as they obligatorily repeat a lot of the more popular moments from the original movie.
Groovy. Groovy.
This movie, however, does it a lot. I guess they were afraid that you would forget that you were watching a movie that was related to a very lucrative franchise. You know, since it takes place in China and not in Egypt and it has no mummies in it. Thank you, goodbye!
Lin carries the only weapon on Earth that can kill the Emperor, the dragon dagger. Wait a minute, he's been standing in the same spot for over 1,000 years and she never tried to kill him? So the O'Connells are contracted to transport a diamond that is the only thing that can bring the Emperor to life. Gee, I hope this doesn't have a predictable outcome.
No! You guys are like mummy magnets!
It's not a mummy! Enter Jonathan, Evie's brother, the only other poor schmuck to reprise his role from the original movies. I would say that he's the comic relief, but...
You always did have more balls than brains.
Oh, but don't worry, Jonathan's not that far behind.
Oh, my biscuits are burning! Fire!
So after the same wacky chase scene we already saw in the first two movies, our heroes figure out that they have to get to the lost city of Shangri-La to stop the Emperor from getting to full strength. Gee, could it possibly be time to call upon a hilarious sidekick with a flying machine? Oh yeah!
Tell you to fasten your seatbelts, but it was too cheap to buy any.
Oh, is something hilarious gonna happen to Jonathan?
Yacked.
Jonathan, you card. So they get to the lost city and wait, they just found the lost city? And the bad guys found it too? Were they giving out maps? So all they have to do is blow up a tower and the Emperor won't be able to get his powers back. Wait a minute, Lin knew about this and she never thought to destroy this tower before?
The eye up there. All will be lost.
So after a fun little firefight, the Emperor just walks up, makes some spikes out of ice, and gets his powers back. Wait, he could have just done that all along? What the hell was he doing all this time while they were shooting at one another? What the hell was he doing hiding behind that rock? Oh god, I know too much! Things go from bad to worse as our heroes get buried in an avalanche.
Man, you are one lucky bug.
But it's okay, they get rescued by abominable snowmen? I can't make this shit up. 1 minute they're having an action sequence and the next minute...
Welcome to the Himalayas!
Unfortunately, Rick's injuries are too severe and he dies. Finally. Well, he was pretty cool in the first two Mummy movies. Alright, this looks like a job for a real hero. So our heroes find themselves at the Fountain of Life, which is guarded by Michelle Yeoh. This, of course, is the last mystical MacGuffin the Emperor needs to be fully restored. Wait, both Lin and Michelle Yeoh knew about this and they didn't bother to destroy or hide the damn thing? With precautions like that, the Emperor could just waltz right in and oh, what did I just say? So the Emperor gets in the fountain and he turns into King Ghidorah? Well, there's only one way to fight King Ghidorah. I'm just kidding. I'm sure the heroes in this movie have formulated their own contingency to stop him. What? They just let him get away? You know what, Rick O'Connell? I take it back. You suck. Big G, take care of him. So according to Michelle Yeoh, the only way to stop the Emperor's army is to raise an army of the undead. I don't know. This plan sounds kind of risky to me.
Very handy in a tight spot, these lads, despite the fact they're dead.
Alright, Gimli, you have more experience in these things than I do. So our heroes, along with the lost cast members from Thriller, go to stop the Emperor. Michelle Yeoh faces him head-on with a sword. WTF, mofo, you're fighting an immortal who can control the elements and turn into monsters, and you're fighting him with a sword? Well, maybe she has some kind of an intricate plan.
No!
Yeah, no.
So Rick and Alex face the Emperor with the dragon dagger in hand. Watch out, fellas, it takes the combined forces of Mel Gibson and Danny Glover to stop Jet Li. So the heroes and the villain clash, and that's it?
That was the fight?
1 minute Jet Li has the powers of a god and the next...
Is that a butterfly?
Well, that's it. Congratulations, Emperor. You have officially earned your place in the League of Shitty Villains. Hey, do we have time for one more silly thing to happen to Jonathan?
Peru, here I come.
Oh boy.
This movie sucks big bulbous balls. It has so many plot holes it should look like a piece of Swiss cheese. And while Rick O'Connell might have been a pretty decent hero in the first 2 movies, in this movie he's just a fucking tool. While the premise might be pretty interesting, why the hell is this a part of the Mummy franchise? It has no mummies in it. If you wanted to change a setting, why not have the movie take place in Central America? Both the Incas and the Mayans had mummies. At least that way you wouldn't have to remind us what movie we're watching in nearly every scene.
Raised another mummy.
Hey, mummy! I hate mummies. Say mummy twice.
The best way that I can surmise this movie is that it's less like a movie and more like the failed pilot to a possible Mummy series. I'm not surprised that it bombed. It bombed like Jonathan's ass.
Oh, my biscuits are burning.
I hate mummies.
Forget something.
Force a habit. What are you gonna have me review next? Episode 1?
Ah, no, but that's for a very special day. For now, you face Judgment Day.
Check out my website, suckers!